what Hollywood movie I think is going to be a huge trend in 2023, and that is, I'm Mara from Joyful Hostess, and join me as I share with you the trends that are going to be huge for party planning in 2023. At the end of the video, I'm going to share with you the Hollywood movie release this year that I think is going to be a huge trend. Huge. So stick with me. Now, I don't share the trends because I think you need to adopt these trends. I mean, you can if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I think it's a great way to maybe get some inspiration, maybe think of ideas that you haven't thought of before, and just maybe shake up the usual decor. And let's face it, like, I don't know about you, but I like looking at trend videos so that then I can look at them and say, like, yes, I totally like this trend, or no, that trend is not for me. I would love it if you could let me know in the comments below once you watch the video which trends you loved and maybe which ones you thought were like, meh, that's not something that you're gonna partake in. Let's talk color trends. This year, we're really seeing the opposite side of the color wheel that we saw last year. So last year's trends were more about pops of like bright greens and bright blues added to neutrals. It kind of gave a little bit more of that calming and relaxing vibe. This year, the paint companies have released their colors and they're definitely more energizing. We're seeing lots of magentas and hot pinks and oranges. Like, those are kind of the colors that we're seeing. So I wrote it down here so I wouldn't forget to tell you. So these bold pinkish reds, Pantone's color of the year is called Vivid Magenta, and it's kind of like this really cool pink and purple kind of color. Benjamin Moore has this raspberry blush. Sherwin-Williams has this color called Red and Point, and they're all really hot, warm colors, but they're also vibrant. And Pinterest has also released some of their trends for the year, and what they're seeing with wedding trends is the color orange. So to me, it's really no surprise. I mean, I love these colors. It's no surprise that people are picking these colors because they're far more optimistic and energetic. To me, it speaks more of like adventure and fun. And I think after the last couple of years, I think we could all use that. With the weddings, they're incorporating it into things like terracotta colors, copper, and like those warm rust tones. What does that mean when it comes to home entertaining and party planning? If you want to incorporate this trend, a great way to do that is by incorporating in maybe your table linens or placemats, drinkware, like that would be super fun. Adding florals that have these colors to your table would really give it a real oomph. And I'm just thinking, last year for Galentine's Day, I did a photo booth using streamers with like bright, colorful colors. And so what just came to mind, wouldn't that be super fun for like a bachelorette or a bridal party, doing like a photo, but using like the different colors of pinks and orange and white? So I'll link that for you here. I think this is here where it pops up, and you can take a look at how to make that streamer backdrop. It was super easy, really inexpensive. And then maybe you can incorporate some of these colors in making your photo backdrop. So the second trend is glam and dress up. People are trading in the sweatpants and the loungewear that they've been wearing for the last couple of years and really opting to get dressed up for occasions. They're looking for opportunities to like put on that lipstick, put on that fancy dress that they haven't worn in a while, and get out there. So a great example of that was, I'm going to share it with you next week. We did a New Year's Eve party that was Great Gatsby inspired. And you want to talk about glam, it was sequins and pearls and ostrich feathers and feather boas, and people really got into it and got dressed up. So watch for next week's video because I'm going to share with you the behind the scenes and what we did for that New Year's Eve party. The other way that this is coming out, and fashion experts are seeing this kind of in that fashion trend, are seeing more feminine and ethereal type of dress. So lace, think ruffles, think sheer textures, like all those things are making a comeback, and really those feminine shapes. And not just for women, I mean men, like think Harry Styles, right, with the ruffled shirts. So we're gonna start seeing some of that as well. How does that come up when it comes to party planning? There's a few things to keep in mind here. When hosting, you can add the dress code if you want people to dress up, or you want to encourage them to dress up. So I talk all the time about the invitation sets the tone. So on the invitation, you can write very clearly that you want it to be semi-formal or party wear or however you want to write that in. The other thing is maybe embracing that more feminine and ethereal touch on your table settings and your decor. So what comes to mind to me is maybe using like a lace runner and some baby's breath, placemats that maybe have ruffles, that kind of thing. Ruffled flowers, like I'm gonna say it wrong, but ranunculus. Anyways, those to me seem really like ethereal and feminine. So that's something that you can do to incorporate this glam and dress up trend in your home entertaining. Speaking of flowers, I did mention flowers just briefly. The next trend really is to incorporate more flowers when it comes to the kitchen and baking. So again, at the height of the pandemic, people reverted back to baking, and I think for some people it uncovered this like love of baking. And what we're seeing is, besides just bread, people are baking up sweets and are looking for fun ways to put a spin on that, and flowers are going to be huge. Specifically, wildflowers, daisies, we're seeing a lot of that in the baking. So whether that's cakes that incorporate actual flowers on them, or maybe it's cupcakes that look like they're flowers. And if you're interested in that, again, I have a video about how to make hydrangeas, roses, and drop flowers using icing. And guys, it's not that hard. It really isn't. So I'm gonna put that link for you here, and you can check that out, and you can start making your own cupcake flowers, and you'll be right on trend. We've talked about the kitchen. Now let's move over to the bar. What's happening in the bar situation? If you've been following me for a while, you know I like to share cocktail recipes and all sorts of tips for your home bar. But what's trending now is more mocktails, non-alcoholic drinks, and low ABV drinks. ABV stands for alcohol by volume. So low alcohol drinks. These drinks aren't just for the expectant mom and designated driver. These low alcohol drinks are really the result of people just being more conscious of their health and well-being. And what's happening is that companies are starting to take notice. And so they're offering beverages that are just more than just, some kind of sparkling soda for, the non-alcoholic mocktail. Companies are making really delicious non-alcoholic or low alcohol drinks that you would really honestly be proud to serve anyone. So think about when you're hosting, it's not a second thought, like it's not an afterthought. I shouldn't say second thought, afterthought to provide something that's non-alcoholic. Now there's setting up a mocktail bar. Think about that for a bridal shower, a baby shower. There's like a really beautiful mocktail bar set up. Or maybe the signature drink is something that's non-alcoholic. Even providing like the Hostess with a non-alcoholic ready-made cocktail is a great option, a great way of incorporating this trend. And the trick of it is, and I've had a few of them, they're super flavorful and you don't really feel like you're missing anything. You can still be part of the celebration just without the alcohol. So am I saying that cocktails are going away? I don't think so. I don't think they're going away. But what I think is happening is that people are just being more conscientious about providing really good quality alternatives that have little or no alcohol. So the next trend is all about celebrating milestones. Now you're probably thinking like, Mara, we've always celebrated milestones, but not in the way that we are now. So traditionally, these celebrations are special, but they take on an extra special meaning. And specifically, this coming trend for Gen Xers and Boomers, there's things that are being celebrated to such an elevated level that weren't normally before. So silver anniversaries, golden anniversaries, 50th, 80th, 100th birthday parties. Those are reasons always to celebrate. But what we're seeing is that people are spending more time, more money, more energy in recognizing these events and pouring like so much love and celebration into these things, which I think is fantastic. I think any reason, I mean, obviously any reason to celebrate is a great reason. So celebrating these really special milestones, I think we're going to start seeing more and more of that being mainstream, instead of, when you go into the card shop or whatever and you're looking for a 25th wedding anniversary, there's like 2 cards to choose from. I think we're going to just start seeing more. It's just going to be more. If you're looking for, maybe you fall into that category and you've got a 25th wedding anniversary coming up, or your 50th birthday party's coming up, like go celebrate. Go celebrate. Go big. Or maybe you've got parents, grandparents are hitting some of those milestones. Like, let's celebrate it. This next trend is a little bit of a continuation from last year, but I think it's valid to like point that out. And it's got a little bit of a twist this year. So the trend I'm talking about is alternative bashes, or alt bashes as they were called. And what that just basically meant was that people were celebrating unusual things and finding reasons to celebrate that maybe they didn't have a big party for before. So starting a new job, starting a new business, adopting a pet, a divorce party, empty nesters were having parties. So these kinds of things we saw quite a bit in 2022. I think that's going to continue in 2023. But I think what's the twist for me and what I'm seeing is that people are going to be celebrating their pets more. So we did see, adopting a pet, like having a little party for adopting a pet, but there will be more occasions for people to celebrate their fur babies, or they're going to create more occasions to celebrate their fur babies. So on Pinterest, what's really interesting, I saw the rise of people searching pool parties, Pawties, pool parties. So where you invited friends and their pets, and the dogs would play and splash around in the pool, and then humans got to connect, the pets got to connect. So I think we're going to start seeing a little bit more of those kinds of parties that are celebrating pets, in addition to things that maybe traditionally were kid themed. Now people might be doing it with their pets because maybe they don't have kids, but they want to celebrate their pets. So yeah, alt bashes are going to continue, and I think there's going to be a focus on fur babies. This is the last trend. I promised you what Hollywood movie I think is going to be a huge trend in 2023, and that is the release of Barbie happening this summer. I think that is going to be huge. And not just for kids parties. I just think, how fun would that be for a bachelorette party, right? Like, I'm already picturing, swinging ponytails and horn-rimmed glasses and pool parties and posing with Corvettes. Like, to me, I think the Barbie thing is going to be huge, not just for kids parties, but also for adult parties. So bachelorettes, bridal showers, maybe birthday parties, having that Barbie theme. I think that's going to be super, super fun. So there you have it, 7 trends for home entertaining and party planning this year. Let me know in the comments below which one you are excited about, maybe which one you're going to want to try. Or also, if there's ones that I haven't mentioned that you think are going to be huge, let me know in the comments below. It really means a lot to me when you guys comment, when you hit that like button. It lets me know that I'm on the right track and that you're watching and that it's not just going out into the void, and then I can keep creating more of this, more on this channel for you. Till next time, next Friday, don't forget, it's going to be the New Year's Eve Great Gatsby Gala. All these tips around hosting a Great Gatsby party, I'm going to be sharing that with you. So if you want to amp up the glam, be sure to tune in. And yeah, I am so grateful that you're here. Cheers. May all your hours be happy ones. And until next time, happy hosting. Boop. First, let's talk color. I don't know why I can't talk. Apparently I can't talk. Try again. Mar. Color. Boop. Sorry, start again. Milestones part 2. Boop. Blah. Take 3.